What is up, YouTube? Today, we're taking a look at the best revised QCQ attachments and calibrations in Delta Force. The QCQ is still one of the best SMGs in the game right now. My last build for the QCQ was in April, and the only reason why I'm revising it now is because it can use the new rear grip, the Vanguard Newtype Grip. This means that we'll be able to squeeze in some extra firing stability to minimize the firing bounce and help keep your optic on target. Overall, this revised build has even better recoil control while also improving the ADS movement speed so that you can strafe more aggressively in fights. Plus, it has increased the accuracy to be able to hipfire a little bit more with this SMG. No laser this time as to not give away your position as easily, and with how this setup performs, a laser is not necessary. But that's down to preference. The stability will be about the same as the last build, so you already know that the visual recoil will be minimal. And with all of that said, let's get into the attachments. We start off with a blank QCQ, and let's begin with the barrel where we put on the Newtype red tassel barrel. This will give you a whole bunch of new slots here to put on patches, and it increases your range and your muzzle velocity while also helping your control and your stability, which are very important, while only hurting your handling by a bit, which we are going to increase with the later attachments. So let's put on the Newtype red tassel long barrel. Next up is the muzzle where we put on the Bastion horizontal compensator. This weapon has a lot of zigzags going on, so we want to reduce that as much as possible, and the Bastion horizontal compensator is the one to do that for us. Next up is the foregrip where we put on the folding grip because we really don't have that much recoil in general, and the rest of the recoil we are going to handle using the rear grip and the stock. So here we're just looking for a little bit of extra stability, and the folding grip is the one to do that. Notice here how on the left and the right rail we're really not putting anything on here. This is where you would put on a red laser light combo if you were going to put a laser on the weapon, but it's not really necessary on this weapon because we already have some really good stats, so this is all preference if you want to put it on. I'm gonna leave it empty here today. The upper rail is the same story, you also cannot put a patch on it, so don't even worry about that. Therefore, we move on to the left patch, the right patch, and the upper patch where we want to put on the Ranger handguard panel to get +1 control per panel, and each one of these panels helps out with your vertical and your horizontal recoil. That means that we're getting a pretty big total just by having these 3 free attachments. After that, on the magazine, I like to go for the 45 round extended magazine because the fire rate on the weapon is 763 rounds per minute, and even though we're going to slow it down just a little bit with the new bolt, it's still going to be around 727 rounds per minute, which still deserves a 45 round magazine, so let's put that on. And don't forget to put on the mag-assist because that's just free stats. Now on the bolt, we're going for the Newtype stable bolt because it helps out your control by quite a bit and your stability along with increasing your range. That means that both our visual recoil and our actual recoil in the form of firing stability are going to be helped just by having a little bit of a slower fire rate, while it only really hurts your time to kill by around 10 milliseconds, so you're really not going to feel this very much. I definitely think it's worth it, so let's put it on today. Next up on the optic, this is all preference of course, but I do prefer going for anything that is already on a riser, as in the Cobra accuracy sight does not need its own separate riser, and because of that your iron sights don't get on the way of the optic. But again, it is all preference, so you can choose whatever else you want here. After that is the brand new rear grip, which is the Vanguard Newtype Grip. Notice here how the biggest effect that it has is the firing stability and the firing camera stability. That means that when we look at the detailed stats, you see the firing stability here gets helped by quite a bit, and although you can't see it in this image, it does mean that your randomization of your shots is going to be a lot less. And this is really what this build is all about. That means that we can actually go down a little bit on the rest of the stats to have even much better control, and this is why this build exists. Now we can actually reduce the amount that we put into stability by a little bit to have much better control, so let's put it on. Last but not least, on our stock, the best one here that I have found is the Shadow Buffer Tube stock. This is giving us that handling that we desperately need in the form of ADS speeds and ADS walking speeds, while keeping our stability pretty high because it only lowers it by 6, and our control is also helped a little bit too, which is always nice to have. So let's put this on to round out the weapon. Now let's take take a look at the detailed stats so you can see overall what we have done, and that is increase the fall off multiplier. This is much better already by around 5 meters in each and every single one of these steps. But the things that we are changing according to the calibration are things like the control. So let's take a look at that, and you can see that our vertical recoil and our horizontal recoil are quite low already. We mainly care about the horizontal recoil because it does a lot of zigzagging, and controlling for vertical recoil is quite easily by just moving your thumbstick down or your mouse, whatever you're using. Plus, this amazing firing stability means that we are going to be able to sacrifice a little bit of this to calibrate for much better stats elsewhere. So let's take a look at the handling now, where you can see that we have already started off pretty well. Our ADS movement speed is going to shoot upwards, and our ADS speeds is also going to get a little bit better. So let's move on to the stability, where you can see that we have not really helped it as much as in the previous build, but that is because of the new grip. You really don't need as much visual stability anymore, so let's take complete advantage of that, and these are still pretty good numbers, so you definitely won't miss out on the extra visual recoil control. Now let's take a look at the calibration to make the weapon even better, starting off with the barrel, where we move the weight limit all the way down to the minimum for the extra ADS movement speed. This is where we can sacrifice a little bit of firing stability to get even faster movement speed so that you can strafe better with this SMG. Next is the length, where we also move it down to the minimum for the extra ADS speed because we do need a little bit more ADS speed. On the foregrip, we move the placement all the way up to the maximum for the extra control, and the thickness all the way down to the minimum for the extra ADS movement speed once again. Next up is the rear grip, where the weight limit goes all the way up to the maximum once again for the extra control, and the thickness all the way down to the minimum for the extra hipfire aim speed. And this is not very well named because this actually helps out your ADS times, for which we needed some help, so this is perfect. Let's move on to the stock now, where the weight limit goes all the way to the maximum for the extra control once again, and the placement all the way down to the minimum for the extra ADS speed. And of course, last but not least, on the optic, we move the eye relief all the way down to the minimum so that you can see as much as possible inside of your optics window. So let's go back now and take a look at the new detailed stats. The fall off multiplier does not change at all, so let's move on to the control, where you can see now that this has changed by a lot. These are very good numbers. It should be very easy for you to control. Moving on to the handling, you can see what I was talking about, where the current ADS movement speed goes up by a lot. This is going to make it quite hard for people to actually hit you while you're strafe, and the ADS speed is actually really good. 345 milliseconds is nothing to scoff at. Last but not least, on the stability, you can see that we have pretty much made the breath sway range the default, and you should actually not be holding your breath that long because, as you can tell, the amount of duration here is not that much, and we have great control, and your visual recoil is not going to be very high. So if you are going to be holding your breath, only hold it for around 20 rounds. The rest of it, just let go. You really don't need to hold your breath with this one. And now that you know the stats and we have dialed in our attachments and calibration, let's hop into the firing range to see how it handles. For this first magazine, I'm not going to control any of the recoil so that you can see exactly what it does raw, and you can see how it does a little zigzag at the very beginning here and ends up all the way up and left. So we want to do the opposite of that, and this is what it looks like when I am controlling the recoil. I'm kind of just trying to keep everything nicely grouped up in one area. Once you get used to the recoil, it's actually really not that bad at all, but you do have to work on it just a little bit. You can see that I wasn't even holding my breath, and a lot of these shots ended up right on top of each other, so that was not bad at all. And now for the third magazine, I am going to hold my breath, but only at the beginning of the magazine so that my lung capacity does not run out, and you can see that it actually becomes quite a bit easier, but really you don't have to actually hold your breath on this gun unless you're talking about some extremely far ranges. The QCQ continues being one of the best weapons in the game. This revision just makes it faster so that you can do even better than before in those close range engagements. And now that we have the build locked in, let's jump into a fun game in Cracked to see the setup in action. Enjoy! We're in Cracked today playing Toxic with the QCQ. Brand new. Let's see what we can do. This guy heard me. I know you're here. No way you kill me. What do you think this is? I got 248 milliseconds of time to kill with this bad boy at the QCQ, especially at that range. So there's not many guns that can really put up against you. Let's get him, whoever this is. And I have like almost no ammo. There we go. Last bullet did it. Good. This is pretty much my first game of the day, so I do want to make sure that I can aim. I should probably have warmed up before I started this. You're right there. Come out now. I know you're there. I know you want to. There she is. Got her. Patience is the name of the game. Oh yeah. 48 meters, Pretty easy to handle this thing, even at that range. It's really not a big deal. Now, we do have about the same recoil amount as the previous build, but this time we have way more firing stability. And that means that we have way less bounce on our optic as we're shooting. No one sees me here? No, we're good. Pretty easy kill there. Not too bad. We do have better ADS movement speed, so at the ranges that we're about to use this gun in, we should have quite the advantage. Hopefully they don't shoot me through the smoke there. There's a lot of Lunas on the enemy team right now. Oh, I saw you. Anybody else around here? There you go, I see you. Gotta wait just a second, because yes, there we go. That's why we have 45 rounds. Okay, gotta back up, go to the other side now. My team already got B2. It's very nice. Definitely keeping them distracted over there. This is quite the spot. Oh, I did not realize like I was actually an enemy. Get as many of them as I can. And I believe they know that I'm here though, which is kind of a problem. Oh my goodness. There we go, there we go. Now we can probably get in. Get inside. I see you. Somebody, oh, there's another one. There's more. A lot of them on B1. Was not expecting this guy though. There's actually so many medics right now, which is really nice to see. But it's not so nice to see on the enemy team, because that means that they're going to be doing quite well. The more medics you have, the more likely you are to win, I believe. I know this guy's an AK-12, and I really need to fix my aim right now. You saw how I had like no recoil, but I kept moving it to the right by accident. I feel like I'm getting smoked out by my own team every 5 seconds. Use this right there. Oh man. I actually stopped shooting at her at the beginning there, because I really thought that she was already dead. But it's okay. Still got him. I heard you. There's another one. There's actually a third. No fourth, right? Yeah, no, we're good. Oh, this guy did not expect me there. Now, there's someone that sees me. Right here. Kind of in trouble, actually. Because there's not just them that sees me. There's another guy right there. Good. My team is behind right now. This could be really big. Got him there. I see you. Wait, there's actually so many of them in here right now? Did I expect that? No, not at all. This could be fine. Could be. We're kind of in trouble, but it's not too crazy. Should be a pretty easy kill here. Except that there's a Luna. Because, of course. And just wait. Are they gonna pop up? Doesn't look like it. Oh no. He hit me with it. I hate the disruption. Oh, he didn't know. Good. Hello, I'm inside with you. In the corner, huh? I gotcha. That's what this gun is for. At these very ranges. It's exactly how you want to use it. It's an SMG. A very good SMG with 248 milliseconds of time to kill. It's very good. And as long as you're using Toxic, your ADS times are probably absolutely insane. Oh, that guy didn't know. He wasn't ready for it. Now, how are we gonna get to B2 and actually capture it? That's the real question here. Oh, they don't know. They don't know I'm here, I think. I don't think they have any idea. Okay, now they definitely know. Now everyone and their mothers is aware. Yep. That's exactly the one that I was referring to. That was the mother. No, behind. Oh, that's definitely gonna get me. What if I just do this? Let me see if that lands where I want it to. See if that gets me those kills. Let's go to the right. All right, do it for me. Okay, that was a few. Maybe that helped. Good. It seems to have helped. We're on B2 right now. Good. Oh my god, I hate Luna. What's going on over here? I want to sit inside of here. This is crazy. They're all in there. But we are capturing it though. We're getting B2. Finally, this definitely looks plausible now. I don't have a laser, by the way, if you have noticed. That means that I'm not giving myself away whenever I aim outside of the doors like that. A little bit of a couple people as backup. If I pick them up, they are now my private backup. Oh, that's definitely gonna destroy. No, don't come this way. Teammate almost killed me with that thing stuck on him. Whoa, what did it just spawn into? I'll get you, teammate, don't you worry. Okay, that's one. This guy wants the head glitch. I think he actually would have killed me if my teammate would have saved me. There's somebody right behind us somewhere. See your little feet. Not you. Oh, I see you. There you are. I'm so glad he stood up. I think if he would have stayed prone, he would have definitely got me, I think. Getting C1, so that means that there is totally a chance. Oh yes, oh yes. Got a lot of kills right here. There is an enemy tank. I don't want to deal with that. There's like no cover over here right now. Actually crazy. Everything has been destroyed. She's gonna use that damn volt arrow. So I gotta back up so it doesn't hit me. Hello. What the hell? She was moving so fast? I've never seen somebody move that fast in my life. What if I just put this down right here? No! I hope it didn't get destroyed. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, they're right on top. Not anymore. I'm just trying to protect the spawn beacon right now. That's all that I'm trying to do. Oh, she has 2 health. Notice how little shake this thing has? I think my vehicle just blocked my shots from her. That was crazy. Yeah, notice how... Where's that landing? Okay, I'm good. Notice how little shake this weapon really has right now. Because of the visual recoil is so small due to us being able to get the rest of the stats a lot higher while really only dropping a little bit of stability. Only like 2 points. Gotta get on C2 and C1. Oh, there's only 4 tickets. Can we get on C1 with those 4 tickets left? Nope, no way. That was a crazy loss, but it was a very good game. One of the most fun ones that I've had in a while now. 25 minutes, but we ended up with 86 kills. We almost had it. That was very close. Finally, a match where not 30,000 people leave at once. So I'm very happy with that. Now in the comments down below, let me know what you thought about this refreshed QCQ build, and if you have a way to improve it even more. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. AuxOwl out.